filled. Order submitted.
Hi, good morning.
Order filled.
RK, good morning. Welcome
Order
aboard.
submitted.
Getting settled in here this morning, ready to jump in the driver's seat and hopefully make some good trades
Order
today.
filled. Order submitted.
Okay, had one haymaker just jump in right here on us. Make sure the screen's sharing here. Okay, perfect. Let's go.
Order filled.
There we go. Good
Order
morning.
submitted.
I think we're all locked in and up and rolling. Maybe if Charles, you are out there, maybe you can let me know you're
Order submitted.
seeing and hearing this okay. I'm sharing the screen over here. I've got the accounts tab open and looking at which strategies are out of the gate up and running. Looks like the GC and RTY are kind of rising to the top. All right, good, Charles. Thank you so much. Looks like we're good to go. We're up and rolling. The 9:30 bell just rang, and we're off to the races here with the AI AutoTrader. So what you're looking at is the AI AutoTrader, and I've just got 4 charts up here in my control panel here, and just watching the robots jump in and out. I've got some Apex accounts that I want to put to work today, but wanted to kind of assess the market a little bit and see what we could look at together and what seems to make sense to trade this morning. But I'm always a fan of this NQ right here, and this is a beauty right here on this haymaker. Slide this over. This is the NQ 30 range haymaker out of the box, and jumped in. It jumped in a trade earlier too this morning, and I think it made the $50 off that first trade.
Order submitted.
But it's in this second trade right here, and looks like it's trying to get this move to the upside. We had a nice sell-off over, I guess overnight or into the morning too, and so now we're going to try, probably try to gain some of that ground back, I'm guessing.
Order submitted.
All right, welcome aboard. Got some good group already this morning. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning to watch the AutoTrader robots jump in and out here. If you guys are out there, tell me what you're trading this morning. Love to hear a little bit about what you're up to. What I'm showing here on the screen is the NQ, again on a 30 range chart. We had a nice sell-off this morning, and now we're getting a little bit of that money back. So we got the big money jumping in now. We'll see if it's going to push this price back up to where it was over the weekend.
Order submitted.
Over the weekend we were looking at 18,620. We're down here now 18,470. So looking like
Order submitted.
looking like maybe they'll try to get a little bit of that price back that just gave away this morning. We'll see.
Order filled.
The haymaker took a little bit off it right here. Okay, RK running the micros there. Looks like the M2K signal B. I think
Order filled.
the RTY is also,
Order filled.
yeah, RTY. Yep, right there. Looks like it's the top one also. RTY signal B. Looks like it's my my number one out of the gate here so far too. Now the GC's had some good trades. I've had a couple of computers, like I said, rolling, and see what the GC is up on this other one. Yeah, it looks like the gold nugget on my other computer's up 700. So I had a nice good trade this morning. We were working on this computer a little bit down here, so we had it off and on a couple of times this morning. But look like the GC signal B is doing pretty good here this morning too. Yeah, I'd love to hear what else is trading well for you this morning. We're going to put a couple accounts to work here and try to see if we can make any money this morning. Look like the CL is doing okay too, so the CL was strong last week, a lot of movement in oil.
Submitted.
I'd like to hear if you guys are trading any Apex accounts or trading live accounts or doing it on Sim, and maybe get some advice from you on which ones you think I should try to put to work here today. I'm always a big fan of the NQ, so I'll definitely put some here to work. The Dow, the Y, the YM, that's been our little bit of a sleeper strategy. Consistently making some money over the weeks.
Order filled.
Well, it doesn't look like much volatility there, though. It's hard to make any money in that short little range that it's showing us here.
Order submitted.
This is on a 10 range chart, so it's going to have a lot of entries. She's hoping to go long on this one. The blue signifies the target, the profit target, and then the red is the stop loss. So it looks like the ones to
Order filled.
ones to watch are right here. This NQ30 range, Haymaker and Drone are both in that same exact trade. Looks like they had the same entry. They're neck and neck here. Go ahead and put that Haymaker to work.
Order submitted.
Like RK looks like a Tara. Good morning. Looks like the RTY here is also leading the way. He's running on the M2K, so that's cool that the M2K and the RTY seem to match up pretty good. One that we noticed had a pretty big disparity in volume was the gold. So the GC and the I think it's
Order submitted.
the micro GC I think is MGC.
Order filled.
I could be wrong on that ticker, but it didn't seem like they had a similar volume when we looked, and we used to trade them, both on the micro and the minis. That would be one to kind of take a closer look at to make sure your volume is somewhat similar. But we're going to add a strategy here. I'd like to try to move some to payday if I could. So let's we'll do a new strategy. And oh, Isaac, he's got some aliases. Isaac, way to go! Thanks a lot for adding some more thumbnails there for us. They look really great. Appreciate that. Getting some good views on those, so thank you.
Order filled.
So I'm going to add a Haymaker to Apex account here. Do that. I just kind of go here, click this guy. I'll keep all the same settings. I know Carlos in Discord asked to drop in any setting changes that I make. On this one, I'm not gonna make any. Okay, looks good. Wow, look at that drop. Holy moly. Woo. That was a quick one there. I didn't even see it.
Order filled.
Wow. 69 to 49, 20-point drop in a
Order submitted.
matter of minutes, seconds. So yeah, we're going short. This is drifting down quick here too.
Order filled.
These are good ones to just when you start to see this, just jump on one and
Order
add some, try to catch something if you can. When I start to see this, this happening, if my robot, is busy or I don't have it set up, I just, try to get whatever I can to trade. So
order submitted.
it looked like it was falling away on us. So just, jump in with whatever you can, try to make any money you can here. So it was looking like it was just drifting away, but I've always mentioned that 30s are always a tough number. 30, 50, 70, and then right on the zero. So those seem to be numbers, just as staring at charts for
Filled.
a while now, tend to be some sticky numbers.
Order submitted.
So yeah, we should be able to trade on Sunday. In fact, I've traded on Sunday before. So RK has a question there. I did some strategy and tried to run them on the GC after hours yesterday. The only thing that I can just think of out of the box is if I just go look at any of the strategies, I'll kind of just show you. We'll just do a new one so I can show you the setting that I'm thinking. And I'm sure you probably had this set, but if you don't click this right here, RK, that will take you out, so you won't be able to trade on Sunday unless you click that little box there. So I assume that you had that clicked. Beyond that, I'm not aware of why it wouldn't trade on a Sunday. So looks like yeah, so and then the times, that's another good one, Charles, to think about. If the time was kind of hung up, reason why you didn't get the trade. So let's just go look again. Oops.
Order filled.
We'll just go look
Order
again,
submitted.
new strategy, and just kind of look at the times. What I do to make it really easy to make sure that the strategies trade all the time, I just do Control C, so I highlight the time, and then I go grab the other time and just Control V. And if you have these two set at the same exact times, it will trade 24 hours. It'll just trade all the time. It obviously won't trade, at 5 o'clock p.m. when the market shuts down, but other than that, it will wake right up at 6 o'clock p.m. and start trading and trade right on throughout the night, as long as there's no breaks in the market. So I guess those would be the two areas, RK, I'd take a look at and just kind of see that you had that basically allowed to trade after hours, and then you had Sunday selected here. Like the RTY kind of moved back a little bit. It's in third place now, and like the leader is the GC again, this Signal B. And this one's been trading really well over the last couple of weeks, as you guys know.
Order submitted.
RK, I'll give you one more run at it. You asked me to show you one more time. I assume that I go right click and I just do a new strategy just to take a look at it. But you go in here, and then inside your strategy settings, what I do is, to make sure they trade 24 hours a day, I just, Control C, I copy whatever the start time is, and then I just paste it, Control V, into the end time, and then that will allow your strategy to trade 24 hours a day. And the other little trick, I guess, is down here. If you want to trade on Sunday, you want to have that selected right there. So those two things are kind of the key for trading on a Sunday evening. And the market opens on Sunday at 6 p.m. So you should be able to get in at right around 6 and start trading. So I probably caught that one a little bit late, it looks like here.
Stop filled.
Oh, I was going to show you too, Isaac and RK there. It looks like you're into the settings, and thanks for sharing a lot of information in Discord. I want to show you one setting that might be beneficial for you. I've worked on it a little bit. Haven't done too much, but I just wanted to show you this one. Could be one. I see that you're Isaac's looking at volume and volatility. One feature that we have here that could be beneficial is the volume threshold. What that is volume threshold is the number of contracts trading per minute to allow the strategy to even take a trade. So as you guys kind of look over here, this is the volume right here. It's this is it starts at 0 seconds, but then as it sort of clicks towards a minute, it counts up, and it's just counting up as the minute goes, all the contracts being traded during that 1 minute. We don't do a great job. I should talk to Serge about holding that last number so we could, recognize what it was. But what I do is I just kind of watch right here, and then when it resets, I say, oh, it was about 1200 before it went to 0 again. But what you can do, you can then say, hey, I don't want to trade anything less than, and this is a less than over here. So this is saying your volume threshold has to be above a certain number to trade. So in this case, it looks like we're almost 2,000 contracts a minute there. I kind of saw 1,800. So this keeps you out of a low volatility market. So if you didn't want to trade where there wasn't at least, let's say, 300 contracts trading a minute, you could put 300 in here, and that would protect that strategy from even taking a trade in a market that doesn't have at least 300 contracts being traded in that minute. So that's one way to kind of flush out a low volatility market too. Woo-wee. The Haymaker and the drone are on a move. Looks like they've piled in some cash for me over here in my account. This little 396. Wow, look at this guy go. Awesome. This one really pulled in some money for us here behind the scenes. Didn't realize it. It jumped in on this long for us, and it's riding it up. Looks like we've locked in the $50, but sure would like to get up here in this range.
Order submitted.
All right, Kenneth, good morning. Welcome back. You're making some pretty good moves there. I like to hear your story. Thanks for sharing it with us. We got a nice trade here. Looks like this one's going to head north for us. Hopefully we close that price break here. Had a pretty big move down right here. I thought we were going to go south all day, but that shows you. Trading's almost like if you could just think the opposite. If you could just think the opposite of what you're looking at, it's almost like that would make you money. Because if it's going down, all of a sudden it goes up. You're like, wait a minute, it was going down. So almost drive you crazy in a way too. Looks like the Haymaker's right there with us. That's the strategy that I set this account up on, was the Haymaker. Right out of the box, just change the account. This is my all-time favorite strategy. I've moved several accounts to payday with this one over the last year. Now I'm on number 400 account too, just so everybody knows, full transparency here. I've traded the heck out of Apex accounts. I'm almost up to, I have up to 400 now. I've moved 50 of them to payday. So that's my, I call it my average. I average about 12.5% success rate. But at the price they are, it's not a bad idea to get that range. So we'll go ahead and pinch this one off here and just see if we can get any more movement out of it. The greedy traders here. So we'll see if we can move this one a little bit higher.
Order filled.
I call this one walking the trade. Just if it's going to continue to move north for me, I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of give it a little bit of space to go north. But if it comes south, I'll take the stop loss and make whatever amount it'll give us there. But I'm just not going to give up on the trade and let it, go to the profit target. That wouldn't really, the trade would be over and I wouldn't have any more upside available. So this little thing makes me have still, the upside, but it protects the downside move, which we just had right there. Well, that was a good trade. Nice one. I love it when they're behind the scenes and you don't even know they're happening. Those are the best ones. So the drone closed out that big one. And all three of these right here are kind of a very similar version of each other. They're all signal A entries. So that had a nice move. Okay, RK, that's a great idea. I've done some of that before, where you try to wake them up at certain times of day and see if there's any little nuggets out there. I had my AI bot running 24 hours a day, and there is a nugget. There is a nugget out there at about, and I can bring over the trade performance in a few minutes. But when we were doing data analysis on Friday, we recognized it. There's a bump in performance. I can't remember. I think it's around 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, where it had a nice big profit bar. So there is a few windows, and I guess I've heard that maybe other markets come online, maybe during that time, and that may be the reason of the increase in profit in some of those times. But there are a couple little nooks and crannies out there that you could take advantage of. Ken, are you trading this morning? Any action? If you don't mind, Ken, tell me which one is your is sort of maybe your number 1 or 2 strategy this morning as well. Kind of see if we're connected. I do have another computer up here running, and up here it's up here the gold nugget is number 1, followed by the signal AI drone. Gold nugget. Doesn't look like I'm on the board down here on the gold nugget. Now I turned the computer off and on. Sergio and I were doing a little bit of work this morning. Still would have thought it would have showed up. I do have the GC signal B. Yeah, I'm down on this machine with the gold nugget. On my other one up here, for whatever reason, it's number 1.
Order submitted.
Followed by the drone, and then the GC signal AI bot. Okay, Ken's 30 range signal AI bot, signal B AI bot. His is number one. Signal B. Yeah, they move so fast here, it's always hard to keep up with. Let's see. Well, good, the retirement plan's making a nice move this morning. All right. All right, we got some good trades going on here. We got the 2 minutes starting to rise up to the top over here. So let's see, we had a trade here going short, and we went out, but the haymaker stayed in. Be interesting to see what the entries were. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the entries in a second and duplicate this one. And over here I'll just bring up the haymaker, and we'll kind of take a look and see what the entries were and how I went out, and this one stayed in. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this is frustrating. This will drive you crazy if you're a trader, but the sim account got in at a tick later than we did over here. I don't know if anybody can see this on your screens, but we entered at 18,478 with 0 ticks. Over here, the sim entered at 18,478 with 1 tick. And that darn tick saved this one. I lost my whatever $200, and this one stayed in because it just missed. We went out right at the very top of that wick. 1 tick, and everybody asks us, hey, how come my numbers are different? I know, it's frustrating. I can't get it. I don't know. And this is the reason why right here. 1 tick difference of entry. My Apex account went out right there at the very top of that wick. This one had 1 tick of separation and stayed in the trade. It's the way it goes. Don't know how to change it. It's just trading. But it sensed another pop out of the box here, out of this Laguerre, so it jumped in again. It's still not satisfied. It said, hey, I still see a short move for you here. So we jumped in again. So here you would have thought, hey, you got to, you entered better, better spot by 1 tick, but it came back to get me over here. It'll be hard to break 70, I think, right here. Those are always hard numbers. Yeah, you can see it tested 70 already once. We'll protect our investment and break even real quick if we can.
Bill.
Wow, we got this drone up over $1,000 already. The haymaker's at 741. Woo-wee! It's life-changing money. Hmm. Okay, we're good with that. Stay on the board.
Order submitted.
I think we'll test this one again here. Coming up, there's going to be a big move going south, it looks like. This one's still in. See you, Isaac. Have a good one. Charles, get you hooked up there, hopefully. You're doing good trading, by the way. I see the messages in Discord. Way to go. Isaac has a couple of names here in Discord. It's RK, but he's making some nice moves. Yeah, there we go. We broke, so she's gonna be going down. We'll go back into that other one that I let me see. 6. So to do a manual trade, this is what I'm getting set up for. There's going to be a nice break. I have a feeling going down. I could be totally wrong, but just want to show you how to do a manual trade as well. This thing's called an ATM over here, but you can customize it quite a bit. It has a lot of different features and capabilities in it. I don't know if yours will come in and have all these different trails and break-evens. But you have the ability to get them set up if you don't. I kind of like the one contract and about a $200 loss and a $600 profit. Kind of gets me set up for this. Is the these accounts that I use are the $100,000 static drawdowns, and really like them. They work well for the auto trader, and because once you're away from zero, you can just let them go and don't worry about them. So that's why I really like them. But here, if you want to take a manual trade, and I have a feeling we're gonna go down. I could be wrong, but what you do is you can use any of these over here. Just know right here is ask, and right here is bid. So these are the bid and ask, and then they call that the bid-ask spread. Is right here in between those two. So the NQ, they call it a very fluid market. That means there's like 1 or 2 ticks between bid-ask, almost always. So there's really very small spread. There's always buyers and sellers. That's why I love the NQ. But to do a manual trade, to get your best price for a sell for a short, you would want to do a sell ask. So you would be putting your contracts up here, and then that kind of gives you the best price. And if you're going to buy, you would typically buy the bid. So that kind of gives you the best price. Now you can get lost behind as well. You can get left behind on those sell, ask, and buy bids. So that's always one thing to consider, that you might get left behind as well.
Order submitted. Stop Stop sell.
So when you think
Order
it's going
submitted.
down, it goes up. That's what I was saying earlier. If you could just almost do the opposite of what you think. I'm not giving up on this one though. I feel that we're going
Order
down.
filled.
But we'll see. We're in on our other account as well. And it's going for a short too. So the haymaker and this one. Oh. Okay, because this one is still in this short. See, this is how things get off, and this is what we're doing too for the AI drones and the bots. We're locking them in so that they both take the same entries. Right now we have it where the bot and the drone, they can get out of sync. So Sergio's working behind the scenes here to try to get them back in sync, to only allow the bot to take a trade when the drone takes a trade, so that we can really start to zero in on the data in their apples to apples comparisons. But this haymaker has been in this trade now for quite some time.
Order filled.
Eesh. I wonder if that one took me out too on this other manual trade.
Order
No,
submitted.
that one's still in. It's a tough zone right here. This is a pretty big range. It's been in it for about 51, 6, about 20 minutes. So anybody else out there watching, if you have the AutoTrader, tell me what your what your number one is this morning. If you don't have the AutoTrader, I want to kind of explain a little bit about what this is and how we use it. But it's basically a fully automated futures trading system. And my name is Mark Miller. I own Right Line Trading, and we have this software available for sale.
Order filled.
And kind of give you a little bit of the lay of the land here. We'll go back to the drone. So this is an NQ 2 minute. Right here, it's on a run. This one was going long. Huge long trade right here for this one. Look at this guy. Woo. But anyway, this is the platform that we have, and it's NinjaTrader 8. We've developed all these strategies over here. These are called strategies or robots or bots, each one of these. So this is like the retirement plan strategy or retirement plan robot. And we can go look and see how it's doing right here in this trade. So that's the retirement plan. You basically just change the account to kind of get it to come up with the one that you want to look at. And so it's in a trade right now. It entered this trade back here on its own. It sensed that price was going up and it jumped in and bought a contract. It has a stop that gets put on the chart, and it typically comes in when it first takes a trade a little bit lower. On this one, I believe it's like 46 ticks, so it's about a $230 risk. And on the retirement plan, it's a $900 trade profit if it makes it. So it's very close right now to that $900 profit target. If it's that little blue one, it closes out the trade and takes the profit. So we have all these other ones over here that you can trade, put on your own account. Looks like it did. It made that profit target. Woo! Awesome. I love to trade this one. This is like my second favorite, the Haymaker and then the retirement plan. They're both really, really good strategies. They both have a lot of action. So that's another good one to consider. Kind of take a look at over here on the leaderboard. Leaderboard here. Yeah, Ken's got the Signal B AI bot, and then oh, he's at 1,200 bucks. Wow, his bot's really doing well this morning. Signal B. Okay, mine's at, oh yeah, wow.
Order filled.
Wow, they're making a lot of money right here this morning.
Order filled.
Holy moly.
Order submitted.
Okay, the B bot right there at 702. He's at 1201. He had a nice trade earlier.
Order submitted.
Yeah, the other computer, it's at 900 and something. It's in a trade again. Yep, it's in a trade again. So that one's hot right now, for sure. NQ30 range signal B, drone and bot. And signal A. So today's a good day for the NQ. Yeah, nice movement. Man, what a great chart to trade. Woo. Awesome. Let's get this one down here. So we're still on the board. Let's see what other markets are doing well. Boy, the NQ is up there. It's like the top 6 or 7 strategies, up over 500 bucks a piece. Followed by the RTY. So it looks like we've got an RTY and a GC that are doing okay. They're above ground. Rue, good morning. Welcome back. Got some good trades going on already. Rue, did you make a ton of money on the GC this morning? Oh boy, that's a good one to trade right here.
Order filled.
Oh yeah. Whew. No. So I like to look at this kind of like the shape of the yellow line down here, this RSI line inside the Laguerre. And it's looking pretty choppy, but it does have some nice peaks and valleys. So that gives you an opportunity, you know, for your shorts and your longs through here. So it's a pretty nice setup, actually. So boom, that was a big shot to the upside right there. We'll get a 2-minute count to work on an Apex account here too. Let's add that the 2-minute. That's a nice strategy to use. So for me, I do it a little bit different, and it's a little easier for you guys to change yours to either your live account or a prop account. For me, I kind of go this route. So we'll get the retirement plan. We'll keep everything the same, and we'll just change the account. I was kind of telling everybody earlier, I'm on number 400. You know, you can see 405 here of Apex accounts that I bought over the last year. Yeah, I go through them pretty quick sometimes. Like, yeah, you know, like Friday I was trading 8 at a time. So, but kind of give you a gauge of, you know, what percentages. I've bought 400. I've got 50 to payday. So I did my average yesterday. I'm at 12.5% of payday for eval accounts. So I'm making a lot of money on the transaction, but it's still you gotta, it's just like any other endeavor. It's an investment in those accounts and having those accounts come back to pay you eventually. But that's been my percentage that I have. So that's and they're fun. I mean, man, how fun can it get? Good challenge against myself. So we'll put this one to work on the retirement plan here. Leave everything standard. Just got to go check the instrument. Sometimes that gets a little squirrely, but we're good. So the other one looks like we're up 265. So now anytime either the retirement plan or the haymaker take a trade, we should go ahead and get the entry as well. This is Mike's number one strategy, and it looks like it's starting to rise to the top here as well. This 30 range signal B AI bot. Looks like we're at about 700 on this one.
Order submitted.
My other machine, I'm up at about 850 on that same one. All right, money machine, cranking. We looked at the data, and one thing I'm half tempted of doing is, changing some of these profit targets, these daily profit targets lower. What we find out is we come out of the gate swinging and climb up to $1,000 or so in a lot of these strategies, but then drift back throughout the day. Now we haven't shutting off at like noon or 1 o'clock, but still that's not early enough. So there's a couple of ways to sort of change the trajectory. One is to either change the daily profit target to reduce it. Right now a lot of these, like for example this bot's at $1,500, so it's going to continue to trade until it gets to 1,500 or 2,000. It might be 2,000. But if we look at it close day by day, if we maybe lower it to 1,000, it probably would make more money long term, even though it's a smaller daily profit target. So it's something to consider. That we have them opened up pretty wide. But if you're trying to make money, you might consider lowering those on your own.
Bill.
Wow, that's great, Ken. His bot's at 1347, and then his drone's at 901. Yep, the other machine, they're both right around a 950. And over here one of them's about 950, the other one's 820. So we're right there in the same ballpark. I love doing live because before live it was hard to explain to people how well the strategies were doing. You just do we would just take a screenshot and put it in Discord, and like everything was static. No, during the day they go up and down, and have success, and then not as much success. So this allows us to be in real time, or at least close to real time. Understand? And I've been watching Rory too, so I know there's like I don't know if it's a 30-second delay or 20 seconds or whatever it is, but there's a delay. So you guys know already how I'm doing before I do. But I really like it because you can see on your, your machines as well that this isn't no smoke and mirrors. This is legit. All right, looks like we're in another little range here. We're gonna pop out of this thing. It looks like maybe right now. So it looks like we got that 620 that it hit. I guess it was on Friday at around 1400, around 2 in the afternoon. So it might. There it goes. Might be trying to get there. So we'll get one to play around with again to just.
First order filled.
Don't want it to just run away from us. Wow, this signal B. Whoo-wee, we got to get that one to work. All right, that signal B has showed its good side here, so let's go ahead and get that one to work really quick. It's the NQ 30 range signal B. And here, I do have to make a small adjustment. Strategy. I'm going to keep everything the same. This one, 98. NQ, everything looks good. Okay. So I've got, excuse me. So I've got one to work on the now on the Signal B AI drone, one in the retirement plan, one in the Haymaker. So so far it looks like the Haymaker was the one to kind of help us make a little bit of money here. We're at 265 on that one. Over here I might be a little bit late. Got some nice nice trades right here on this one. Let's go check it out. This one's Mike's number one too. This one's the NQ Signal B AI bot. Great strategies. Both these NQs, all these NQs are my favorite. Just we've been working with these a long time. They're the oldest strategy. They're the first ones we worked on about a year ago. It's pretty cool. This is almost the release date, about a year from today, when we released the software for the first time. Ken was a client back in those early days too, and then he came back. Thanks for joining us again here. We want to look at the other one too. Signal B drone. Just going to look at the entries of the Signal B long entry over here. 18513.25, and its bot entered at 18513.25. So they had the exact same entries, the bot and the drone. One thing we're working on behind the scenes here, and Sergio's working on it today, is trying to lock these two in. They are in sync right now, which is great, and that's what we want. we want to make sure that we're measuring the drone and the bot from apples to apples. So um, what can happen though is that they get out of sync, and that's what we've seen over the last couple of weeks. So he's working on it to make sure that they're in sync. What I mean is how could they get out of sync? The bot will have different stops and targets, so it could stop out quicker, and then the drone could stay in a trade, and then the bot could catch a signal, entry signal, maybe even go in the other direction. So we wanna lock those in. So he's working on that today. We did release the software over the weekend. If you're having an informative message that comes up that says something about can't move your stop either above or below market price, you'll want to get that update. What we found is it's really tied kind of to computers that aren't quite as strong. So if your computer's not quite as strong, you might get that message a lot more. And it appeared to be towards the lag time. So that's another indicator that you can check it out, and Charles can look at your machines in depth to see what your lag times are. But anything over a couple of seconds, we added a new setting now, so you have a setting in there that you can. Let me show it to you. I'll right click and just do a new strategy. We've added a new setting in here. It's called maximum time lag. This number, and he put a little description over it. It's the maximum amount of time in seconds allowed as a lag behind the current time for executing trades. So all machines, need time to process all the data. We call it scan time. And in this case, with all the data that we were moving for the drones and the bots and all the other stuff that we've done, it increased the time to process. So what we wanted to do is make sure that you don't enter trades if you're, in this case, over 1 second of lag time. We don't know the right number, or if there is such a thing as a right number, but we've got it so it's a variable that you can put here, and we've kind of defaulted them all to 1, and we'll kind of see how it goes. But again, I haven't seen that message. Now I'm probably going to give myself bad mojo here, but we haven't seen that message come up in a while, so I'm not sure. If anybody's out there, Kenneth and other people, if you have our system, maybe just let me know in the chat here if you're seeing that message anymore, or if it's starting to reduce on your end as well. Looks like 396 jumped in for us, and that's the haymaker. We can just check the haymaker against the. Should be both in this same trade here. 396. I like to look at entries and kind of just prove that that the AutoTrader on a live account or prop account takes the same exact entries, because we show this data and we want to prove its integrity. So here I've got the haymaker, a sim account. And it automatically entered at 18,527.25. Looks like my prop account entered at the exact same time, 18,527.25, 18,527.25. So I've got this account right here. It's called a sim account, simulation account, but it basically emulates a live trade. And then this one over here is a live trade. So kind of see that it entered at the same time. Okay, good, Ken. Same here. Haven't seen it come up for the last few days, so we kind of thought we were doing something and fixed it, but I'm not so sure that, maybe, I don't know. I don't point fingers at anything, but for whatever reason, we're not seeing it as much as we used to either. We do have what we call a patch that we think we've put in place to help improve it, but not so sure yet. Hey Andrew, welcome aboard. You should be able to get your system licensed relatively quick. Rory does the licensing, and Rory's wife's birthday is today. I shouldn't maybe share so much, but he's kind of out this morning. Um, I can ask Charles to jump in and grab that information for you, or I can do it here too, sort of behind the scenes, to get you licensed. Did you buy it over the weekend, Andrew? Maybe just give me a little more context there, and I can get you set up.
Order submitted. Order filled.
So this is this little trade here going south on us. We've locked in this. This is again an auto trade, but this one moved the stop for us automatically to 11 ticks of profit. Like we're in on quite a few of them here. We've got number 405 here working too. This one's running the retirement plan, so let's take a look at the retirement plan and compare the prop account to the sim account, just like we did here. This one, retirement plan, is number 405. So we can kind of take a look at the entry on this one as well. Looks like the entry on the prop account entered at 18,518.25, and the entry for the sim account exact same.
Order submitted.
Same exact entry. Okay, good. So boom, both of those just sealed in their $50. I call it $50, but it's really 11 ticks, and you know, you pay 1 tick basically to the house to let you trade. So I had the commission set up as lifetime, and you lose $4 every time you make a trade. Yeah, I think there might be a little delay here, Andrew, but if you can drop that in there if you purchased over the weekend, and if you need some help getting licensed, I can probably get you all set up here on this end. I could probably look in email right now. Yeah, we added I think 4 more lifetimes over the weekend, so thank you very much. Maybe you're one of them, Andrew. Thank you. Let me try to see if I can get
Order filled. Order filled.
there you are, Andrew. We'll get you set up right here. Oh, you just bought it, Andrew. You're super fresh. Awesome. Just bought it this morning. Let's get you rolling, man. You probably received, hopefully, we call it a Calendly link. Oops. And Charles, hopefully you got his calendar. If you could go ahead and schedule yourself some time with Charles, and or maybe you already know how to do all this stuff. I don't know. I can get you licensed, and then he can get you downloaded here real quick. You should have the calendar link that came with the order. Should be right on the we call it a thank you page that comes to you. Go ahead and get Ninja open, and it's here. Okay.
filled.
Okay, getting you all set up here, Andrew. Let's see. Market internals.
Order submitted.
Okay, good. Got David Wise up and going, and hopefully get Andrew here up and rolling. Let's see.
Order
Okay,
submitted.
great. Should be good to go, Andrew. If you're familiar with how to get the software up and rolling, you should be able to trade here shortly. And if not, use that link there, that calendar link for Charles or someone else that has a link inside that thank you page. You should be up and rolling here real soon. Thanks for joining us here. Hopefully you can make some cash here. Looks like we got another trade on the retirement plan. Let's give another look at entries here one more time. Looks like on the prop account we entered at 521.75, and on the sim account 521.75 again. So exact same entry again. And one thing to consider today that I've already noticed is that volume is down. You know, when I looked at a number earlier, it was less than 2,000 contracts trading a minute. So that's pretty low volume for the NQ. You know, typical, you know, trading day is somewhere around 3,000 to 7,000 or 8,000 contracts trading a minute. So pretty low volume trades. And what I mean by that is we're getting the exact same entries. When we get higher volume or volatility, we tend to see, I call it a little more slippage. Instead of 0.75 where we both entered here, you know, you might see one at 0.5, you know, maybe like 2 or 3 ticks, we call it, off. But so far all these been directly on today. So the 2-minute bar, I'm looking at a 30 range bar here. We can put it on the correct bar here. This one's a 2-minute. So we can kind of look at the right chart to match the trade. So on the 2-minute, yeah, it doesn't look like it, but this RSI line here, this yellow one, was sensing the long trade here coming out of the momentum here. You can tell that price is now pushing back on it, but it was seeing it, you know, coming out of that zone there. So kind of look at the the leaderboard again this morning. It's over here on my screen. I've got the 30 range Signal A drone still the lead dog here, and followed by the NQ 2-minute AI bot and drone, and then the retirement plans right there with it. Looks like we got the NQ really covered up on the leaderboard this morning. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strategies on the NQ that are making some good money this morning. All right, yeah, Jan, welcome back. Yeah, holiday week this week, guys. So Good Friday this week. On Friday, no trading, so it's a 4-day week. We just noticed that this morning. David Wise let us know that, so thank you for that, Jan. And Peter made 880 on the NQ. Should quit for the day. Yes, please. Put that in your wallet and go take the family and friends out. Yeah, go enjoy it. That's what it's for. You're here to make some money, but enjoy it too. They say pigs get slaughtered, so I always tend to think about that saying. Try not to be one, even though it's hard. Boy, Rory will be happy though, Pete. I know he knows you well, and you guys know each other. He'll be happy to hear that. I'll let him know. Okay, I got zonked on that one. Looks like we're in a decent trade right here on this one. This one is the 396. I kind of bounce back and forth here. So 396 is the haymaker. So let's go check out the haymaker. We'll put the haymaker over here. And we'll put 396 over here. And we'll just do another entry verification here. Sorry, I can't quite get a good one, but looks like we're 515.25 on the sim account. And for the live prop account here, hard to get the number to where we can really see it. Okay, so this one's a bit of a difference here. So this one's a little more than normal. Let's go ahead and try to get these. This one is 516.5. This one was 515.25. So here we've got a difference of this one looks like 5 ticks of difference. This one's pretty big. That's one of the bigger differences that I've seen in a while.
Order submitted.
So 516, and this one got 515.25. So this one's a little bit bigger disparity than normal. Both in this short trade here. Yeah, so that's 5 ticks of difference.
Filled.
And I guess the prop account got a better entry because we've already popped down to break even plus 11 here. Doesn't look like the regular haymaker made it far enough yet because it entered 5 ticks later than we did. Now it might have had the difference because this one was still in a trade. This haymaker was still in a trade right here. And I do have a little bit of a delay before I'll let it take another trade. I'll have to look at it to see how long it is, but that could be the reason that it was a little farther off.
Order submitted.
Yeah, we're going down on the ES and the NQ, huh? Yep.
Order filled. Order filled.
So the prop account went out with the $50, but the haymaker is still in it. Again, entered 5 ticks later.
Order submitted.
I'll take a quick break here. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, kind of have a unique situation going on here. I looked at the charts, kind of trying to figure it out, but looks like that haymaker trade is still on. We on this prop account went out on that haymaker with a stop loss, but it entered another trade on the, again, the same strategy, but this time it was sensing that price was going to go up. So the prop account's on a haymaker trade going up in price, and the other haymakers in a trade, still in the same trade, going short. So we'll see kind of who's the smarter entry on this one.
Order filled.
Kind of looking at the leaderboard here, it looks like the NQ has it all covered up still. Came out of the gate swinging this morning.
Order
I
submitted.
did have a little bit of a slow morning getting started. I do show on my other computer that was running a little bit longer. It does have a gold nugget up there in the top, but that's the only one. I do see a GC signal A also up there that's positive. Over here, looks like we've got some CLs that are up there on the leaderboard, but not much. RTYs though, those are hanging around still. So this is actually a 30 range. We'll go back down to the 30 range bar. So good. We bumped up into profit on the prop account here. Looks like it's sitting at about 570 if things would close out right now. And the haymaker's underwater a little bit here, but we'll see if this trade continues in this direction. Yeah, anybody out there trading the system, if you could drop in your best strategy right now this morning. Kind of see on my chart here, it looks like my signal A drone is really the lead dog. Earlier Mike put his in, and he had the signal B bot was at 1200 earlier. But yeah, put your drop in your numbers if you guys have some. Love to see when we're in sync here. So the haymaker took that hit. We'll hope we keep moving in that direction here for this account. What an easy system to trade though. I don't know. I was manually trading for a long time, and man, what a pressure cooker compared to this thing. It's not even comparison. Okay, Kenny's still got the he's got the signal A drone now, leading the way. Yeah, same as here. Ken, what are you at? How much money's yours saying right now? Yeah, A drone is leading on the other computer I've got too. It's at 1,984, 9 something. Over here it looks like we're at about 1,200.
Order fills.
Yeah, 947. Good. You're tracking with us. Isn't that comforting, tracking with us, Ken, knowing that this is all real? It's not too good to be true. I would look at it and say, yeah, that's too good to be true. That can't be real. All right, our banks has his AI drone Signal A also. Looks like you're, I guess it's 11. I would say 1,115 maybe, plus 300 in the trade. So you're up there with us. Holy moly, Peter! Ooh, manually trading the ES against the NQ. Up $2,000. We gotta get a round of applause for him right there, baby. Let's go. Ooh-wee. I'd like to see that. Oh my goodness. Our Banks' drone was at 1915 plus 300. That sucker's gonna tap out soon. Oh no, the drone doesn't. Oops. No, the drone will keep its head right in the feed trough all day long. Oh wow, yeah, we're up big here too. This one's starting to really move. Okay, good. We got this this prop account here starting to make me want to go look and see if it's getting close to payday over here. Switching it over. Boy, that NQ is a great instrument to trade. Shut off the computer. Peter, way to go, man. Rory would be so proud when I tell him. Looks like we got a little pivot here we got to work through to get this trade. Boy, she's moving though. So let's find the good one. This one's the NQ 30 range Signal A AI drone. Bam. So this one caught. So again, this is a Signal A entry. I'm not using this exact strategy, but it is a Signal A entry strategy, and it's very similar to the one that the Haymaker. This is the AI drone, Signal A AI drone, is very similar to the Haymaker, but they entered at the exact same place. So 18508.25 on my prop account here, and 18508.25 on the sim account. So the same entry on that trade. Right in lockstep here, 460 bucks. Woo! Someone gonna eat good tonight. Okay, we got a pivot right here. We'll see if we can bust through this one. It seems like it's gonna slow down a little bit. Yeah, baby. Like a hot knife through butter. Come on. just in case. We don't want a heartbreaker. Yeah, I know, Peter, that does. It's like the best way in the whole wide world to trade is that ES. So Peter's kind of telling us here in the chat kind of how he's trading that ES. He uses the NQ kind of give him the signal of what the ES might do, you know, just in a little bit. We'll look at those two, kind of overlap them too, Peter, because kind of see what you're doing. Maybe share that with some people here and kind of look how those charts tend to mimic each other. The RTY used to just about follow it exact, and it was a nice delay, so the NQ would do its thing, and then the RTY would, you know, start like, you know, minutes later, and it was almost like, you know, taking where they say candy from a baby. Just it felt easy for a while, and then they would get out of sync, and you'd be like, okay, what's going on? So for some reason they do and they don't, but today it appears that you're able to jump on some good ones. We'll take a look here in a few minutes if this trade ends and see what that looks like. Andrew, if you're still with us, love to hear if you were able to get the software loaded or if you're on Charles's calendar. Andrew just bought this morning. Thank you, Andrew, and thanks for the other members who joined us over the weekend. I think we sold 4 lifetimes, so that's a big one. Appreciate that. So we'll give this pivot one more run, I think, here. Come on. Okay, we got them all in again. All the NQs are in the feed trough here almost. Signal B's on the sideline, but we got the 2 minutes caught that run up, it looks like, too. Yeah, me too, Peter. I want everybody to make money. I appreciate you, man. That's a great attitude. There's enough to go around. That's the way I always look at it. And, you know, competition only makes things better, too, so that's always a good thing to think about as well. We'll look at that ES now and kind of take a look. So we'll get the ES chart here and get it set up in a second. Let me grab that one that I just had. Not that one. This one. We'll just change this one around. So I'm just going to change a chart around, kind of if you want to just follow along of how that would look. But what I'm doing is I'm just going to change a chart to match the ES, kind of what Peter was doing there. A couple of things that I do is I just grab this over here, change the instrument to the ES instrument. And Peter, what data series are you trading? Are you using like a 2-minute, a 5-minute? What is your data series? Sort of, what is your NQ data series, and then what is your ES data series? That'll help me kind of show everybody what you're doing, or at least a version of it. I know I won't show exactly, but as you're, you know, maybe getting the message here, you can kind of give me a feedback. But I'll just kind of try to set it up for what I think you might be looking at. That's funny. Yeah, what data series are you using? I'll just use like a 2-minute on the ES, and we'll do a 2-minute on the NQ. Yeah, this is really fascinating, right? It's almost identical. ES 2-minute. And none of this really matters here, just so you know, for what I'm showing. This is the volume for the NQ, I'm sorry, the ES here. Let's just grab one of these ES strategies. ES strategies. So, you know, they're really in lockstep right now. I mean, identical basically. Ah, good. 2 minute. Perfect. That's exactly what I've got. So the way that Peter trades, and he made a bunch of money this morning. Way to go, Peter. Ooh. Uh, he's using the NQ kind of as his signal over here to know what direction to go in manually over here. So it kind of gives him a little bit of a head start on sort of which direction things are going in. They look like they're super locked right about now. Kind of just look at the just ups and downs. Had a nice dip there, had a nice dip here. Let's look at what time these are, because that's always interesting too. So this one started to go south at 9:38. This one started to go 9:38. So yeah, they are. They're almost locked right in, and tend to be. They really do tend to be. Something interesting here. It looks like on the 50. This 50, this price got in between the 50 to change it yellow, and probably even went to red for a split second maybe. It doesn't look like on the NQ it did. So those are some little idiosyncrasy differences, looks like. But just looking at the RSI yellow line here, really they look like you could almost drop them in almost right on top of each other. So good, thanks for sharing that, Peter. That's a really nice advantage for a discretionary trader to try to get some sort of an edge, if possible, in the market. So here you can even see the pivot line for the ES and the NQ. It seems like they're very close to the same spot. You got price coming up to this pivot, or this volume zone pivot right here. Same thing on the NQ. And I traded the RTY for a long time doing this. Let's see how that one matches up today. Wow, big difference. So this is an RTY on a 2 minute. Just kind of looking here. They used to, sometimes they do tend to just follow in lockstep, like you just saw the ES and the NQ, but right now, not so much. Similar though. Here we're starting to see this one. This one's all the way down though, where this one's still up in the green. So not as good as it usually does. And that's why I quit trading it. It really lost a lot of volume too. It's hard to make any money on the RTY right now. We're not getting a lot of up and down moves. Now that's a huge one. You're looking at me going, yeah, right, dude, look at that thing. There was a huge one right there. But when we kind of usually look at the days, we're not getting huge swings, which it's hard to make money on I call it low volatility, low peaks and valleys.
Bill.
Okay, looking at the leaderboard this morning, still, oops, get that thing back up here, okay. So, looks like the NQ 30 range signal AAI drone is still the lead dog, and it's in this trade right here. It's still in that trade. I was in that trade for a minute with that prop account, but decided to try to take a little bit off the table, and we closed the trade. But that one's still hanging around, still in. I'm just getting this set back up on the 30 range, and account number is at 396. So it looks like she is going to break that pivot right here, and I went out right I went out right there, but then it entered another trade and it lost. So this one didn't lose any. It stayed right in them all. Take that back. It did lose. This one did lose one, and it entered again. But it stayed in this next one that it entered. Let's take a closer look here. It's a big trade right here. What is that noise? What is that noise? Okay, Andrew, if you're still out there, Andrew bought the system this morning. You should be all licensed up, Andrew, and ready to roll. If you're able to get yourself up and rolling, maybe you're trading already. And if you don't, Charles's calendar link should be in the thank you page that you got. Get yourself on his calendar, and he'll get you up and rolling real soon. Awesome. All right, Shredder's in the house. Say ho, Shredder. We got you the looking for the basically the contracts per minute, the counter. Let me kind of show you where that guy is. You can just take any chart and just right mouse click, and then left mouse click on the indicators. Once you're in indicators, you're just going to look a little different here. Again, I own the business, so we have all these different indicator suites. This one, the one that you'll go into is right here. The market internals P, and the counter is. Let me get my head straight. I believe it's this one right here. So we'll just double click on it. To get it to come into your chart, you first click here. There's a couple of ways to move it down to here. I just double click, like double left click, and it moves it down. But I can see you can hit this this add button down here as well. So if you don't want to just double left click, you can you have to highlight it here first, but then hit add, and you can kind of see it's already down here because I do have it on the chart. But once you have it down here, now you can go in and configure it, kind of modify the settings. I like it bigger, so I've got it at 22 font size. And I think it might come in as font color of black, I think, maybe. I just changed it to white. I don't think I changed anything else, but you can, change around on the chart where you want it. If it's not the bottom right, you have the ability to sort of slide it around on your chart. But that's the indicator there of how many contracts are trading a minute. I was showing a setting earlier. Someone was mentioning, trading overnight. I think it was Isaac. Isaac and RK were doing some good communication. And one thing I wanted to show is we do have this setting in here, and I've never used it, but I think it probably could be pretty valuable. My risk tolerance is more than a lot of people's, so I don't mind losing money. I mean, I make a lot of money and don't mind losing money because I call it an investment, but some people hate losing money. I don't mind it. I know that sounds terrible, but you can't have it both ways. You can't make money and not like losing money. I don't think that's fair. So I don't mind losing money, but here is a nice potentially nice setup for you if you want to try to, you know, reduce, I call it reduce risk. But anyway, we'll go into a strategy, and I'll show you that setting. It is the volume threshold of how many contracts you want to trade a minute. So you can,
Order submitted.
we'll just do a new strategy, but you can edit one as well. So we'll go here, and a lot of you might know this already. But Sergio was showing it to me, and I thought it could be beneficial. I've never tried to use it in a strategy yet, but up here in the global parameters, you have the ability for this setting right here. Let me grab one of these templates that are normal. We'll open up the Haymaker, for example. NQ30 range Haymaker. So we'll open up the Haymaker, and I want to just kind of show one setting. It's this volume threshold down here. So once you click this little volume threshold, what it is, and I think he has a nice note here. Okay, well, yeah, and then the threshold value. So we don't really say it very clear, but what you can say here is now, okay, I don't want to trade anything less than 2,000 contracts a minute. So if I would set this strategy going, it would not take an entry unless it was over 2,000 contracts a minute being traded. So this is a setting that you could use. I've never used it, but I think it could be valuable for I would say less risky situations. At night, for example, it's probably a good time to put that in play. And, you know, at some point, if not enough contracts are being traded, they just go get your contracts. You just watch the price. It'll work right down to your price, and then they'll take it, and then it'll go back up. So I think it is a very valuable setting in certain scenarios. Night trading is one that I think that it would be potentially very valuable. So if it's not trading a certain amount of contracts a minute, you just don't take entries. And so right now our counter just counts up 1 minute, and then it just resets to 0. So you kind of got to look at the last number before it reset, and there's no real rhyme or reason that you know it's going to reset. It's kind of a mystery. You just watch it and then say, oh, it was about 1,800 or about 2,000 or whatever it might be. Okay, looking around the leaderboard here, looks like the Signal AI drone is still the lead dog. Yep, lead dog on my other computer too. My other computer's right about $1,000. Here it looks like she's sitting at about 1,200. All right, perfect. Shredder, what's your number one strategy this morning? Is it lining up with what I'm showing here? Okay, we got a couple of CLs now on the board. So looks like the black gold's making it up here. Looks like it might be the first trade it got into today so far, though. Yeah, no, long entry. Oh, I had to close. Oh, wow, too bad. Darn, that thing was going to be on a huge run. I bet you some of your guys' computers might have done really good on that one. Let me see. Anyway, it looks like I'm in my second trade here on this one. CL. All right, I think I'll do a quick wrap up here and kind of take a look at the top strategies, and then we'll pack it in for the day. Take this little bit of money and hit the road, as they say. Put it in your pocket and go spend it with family and friends. Shredders is the 2-minute. Signal AI drone is number 1. So the 2 minutes look like we're right here with number, I guess it would be number 2 and 3 for me, and then the retirement plan. So I guess for whatever reason, your Signal A drone is not number 1, but your 2 minutes are. Again, I did a reset this morning. We were working on our software, but this machine was up and running too. So yeah, we're got the 2 minutes up there also. So yeah, it looks like it was an NQ morning so far. It looks like the CLs are now starting to show up, and a few RTYs are up here on the leaderboard. So kind of looks like the lay of the land so far this morning. Really appreciate you guys joining the AI Auto Trader journey and sharing your results and information with us over here in the chat. Really fun to be part of this journey together. I think Rory Powers might be back in the seat here tomorrow, and hope everybody has good luck trading. Thank you.